Alrighty, welcome back to another state test review session. Today we're working on standard F.IF.3, still making our way through these function standards. Let's head right in. A sequence is shown. What function f of n represents the nth term of the sequence, where f of 1 equals 3. So this is just asking you again, write a rule. If you're watching these in sequential order, we did this a couple standards ago. It's asking you write a rule. So the first thing we have to identify is whether this is an algebraic or, arithmetic or geometric sequence. Remember, arithmetic goes up by addition and subtraction, and geometric goes by multiplication or division. So, let's see if it's arithmetic first. That would mean that it is a difference by addition and subtraction, and the difference should be the same between each one. The difference between 3 and 6 is 3. The difference between 6 and 12 is 6. So it's not an arithmetic sequence. That means it has to be a geometric sequence, since we're told that it is a sequence. So, 6 divided by 3 is 2. You would multiply 3 by 2 to get 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2. You would multiply 6 by 2 to get 12. So on and so forth. So we have to write our rule. A of n equals a1 times r to the n minus 1, where a1 represents your first term of the sequence, and r represents your common ratio, or your common rate. In this case, our first term of the sequence would be 3 times your ratio, which is 2 to the n minus 1. Which of these does that fit? Choice B. All right. Question 2. The values of several terms in the sequence are shown in the table. Second, 5, so this would be 2, 4, and 7. So, find the first term, f1. So what we're going to want to do is essentially, we're going to want to find the, what would essentially be the slope. So to do that, we check what our common ratio is here, or our common difference. Going from second to fourth involves adding 2. And going from 5 to 12 involves adding 7. That would be a ratio of 7 to 2, or 3.5. If this is an arithmetic sequence, that 3.5 will hold. Let's check here. Going from 12 to 22.5 is a difference of 10.5. Going from 4 to 7 is a difference of 3. 10.5 divided by 3 would also be 3.5. So our common difference is 3.5 in this sequence. So if the second term is 5, then the first term would be 5 minus 3.5. Because you're going down one spot in the sequence, so you go down by the common sequence once. What is 5 minus 3.5? 1.5. That would be your answer. Question 3 from the Spring 2024 OST. First 4 terms of a sequence are given, 7, 11, 15, 19. The pattern of the sequence continues in the same manner. Janté creates a function to calculate the x term of the sequence. So again, this is just write a rule. And again, we ask ourselves, arithmetic or geometric? America's 47th favorite game show, arithmetic or geometric? Well, let's check our common difference. To go from 7 to 11, you add 4. To go from 11 to 15, you add 4. To go from 15 to 19, you add 4. So this is an arithmetic sequence because we're working with addition and subtraction. So our formula for an arithmetic sequence A of n equals d times n minus 1 plus a1, where d represents your common difference, and a1, just like last time, represents your first term. Okay? So in this case, a of n equals our common difference, which is 4 times n minus 1, plus a1. Our a1 is 7. Does this match any of our answers? Not yet. So we have to simplify more. So let's distribute. Go one step at a time. Remember, distribution is always, always, always multiplication. 4 times n makes 4n. 4 times negative 1 makes negative 4, plus 7. Does that match any of our answers? No. So we go to the next step. Combine like terms. A of n equals 4n. Negative 4 and positive 7 are like terms. They can be combined. If you need to check your calculator, by all means, check the calculator. Negative 4 plus 7 makes positive 3. 4n plus 3 is pretty darn close to 4x plus 3. That would be our answer. Question 4. An equation of a function y equals kn defines the geometric sequence where the first term is k1. A table of values for k is shown. What is the 8th term of the sequence? So, here's how you would do this. Okay, you would have to pick two things, right? You would have to do 60 divided by 0.6. That would determine your y's, right? And then you would have to also do x to the 4 divided by x to the 2. Okay? So, 60 divided by 0.6. 60 divided by 0.6 is 100. Okay? X to the 4 divided by x to the 2 would be x to the 2. Based on quotient rule. Okay? So then, to find your x, this would be your common ratio we're finding. You would take the square root of both sides, and you would get the square root of 100 is 10. So your common ratio is 10, meaning that to go from one term to the next, you would multiply by 10. Okay, divide your y2. Let's just label these just for the sake of ease. This would be your y1, this would be your y2, this would be your x1, this would be your x2. So instead of doing the slope formula where you do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, you do y2 divided by y1 equals x2 divided by x1. Okay. So, another way you could look at it is you could actually just try to draw this out. We're trying to do 6, 7, 8. And when you draw this out, 0.6, 60, and 60,000, you might be able to see that all you're doing is multiplying by 10, or all you're doing is moving the decimal point over one spot. This 0.6, the next term would be 6. Then you add a 0 to make 60. Then you add another 0 to make 600. Then you add another 0 to make 6,000. Then you add another 0 to make 60,000. So naturally, 8 would be adding another 0 to make it 600,000. So your answer would be 600,000. Or you could just take the 60,000 and multiply by 10, since we found that. So that's going to do it for this standard. I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. And good luck on your test. See you next time.